Sensing phonation threshold pressure. Phonation threshold pressure was originally defined as oscillation threshold pressure. This is the minimum steady lung pressure required to self-sustain vocal fold oscillation. For a healthy initiation of vocal fold oscillation and open bell configuration of the vocal tract, pressure must be between 0.3 to 0.4 kilopascal. How can you sense these pressures in your lungs? You can by initiating an ah vowel with a very low audible sound. Voice initiation is unstable at the threshold and is a nonlinear process. This is based on mechanical and aerodynamic instabilities. Threshold pressure is the value between vocal fold barely not isolating and barely oscillating. Higher pitch and individuals' phonation threshold pressure increases. To practice sensing oscillation threshold pressure, you will need a stirring straw, and what you do is you will phonate into the straw. Another exercise is messa di voce exercises. This exercise dates back to the 18th and 19th centuries. It can be compared to turning the volume knob on a radio up or down. The point of this exercise is to have symmetry between acoustic and perceptual rise and fall of loudness. Physiologically, underneath can't be symmetric because of unidirectional airflow and lung volume change. As amplitude of vibration increases, so does the stiffness of the vocal folds. Vocal fold stiffness is because tension-bearing fibers are stretched more. There are two kinds of placements that occur. First, vocal folds are placed in close proximity to each other and adjusted throughout exercise. Second, maximum acoustic power is transferred to the vocal tract, which this power is sensed as a vibration in the facial tissues. How to conduct this exercise. A voice onset followed by a crescendo followed by a diminuendo followed by a voice offset. Use a stopwatch, and for each crescendo through decrescendo into the straw should be up to 10 seconds. Inhalation 2 seconds, crescendo 4 seconds, and decrescendo 4 seconds. Practice these straw phonations at the same pitch and all pitches of an octave. So basically you would use an app with a piano key, and you would have the client produce the ah vowel. If it was a female, you could do C4 and you start low. Ah. Staccato voicing exercises. This exercise combines rhythmic breathing with adduction and phonation. It relies on 3 oscillators to coordinate their activities: breathing oscillators, valving oscillator, and vocal fold vibration oscillator. We can explore this exercise by repeating the syllable ha or hi, making sure to maintain stasis in your respiratory system. Useful for establishing consistent voice onset and offset at high pitches. Coordinated voice onset requires airflow in the glottis and adduction to excite the dominant modes of vibration. If posturing and airflow onset gestures are too abrupt, vocal fold mucosa is unhealthy, additional modes may be energized, producing aperiodic or unstable vibrations. So example of this would be having a client produce ha, like this. Ha, 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 ha. Giggle, trillo, and diacokinesis. In giggle and trillo, the valving oscillator has a natural free-running frequency. The production of vocal bursts at frequencies of 7 to 12 Hz. This occurs without a conscious thought of voice onset or offset. Trillo is a rapid on-off alteration of voicing on the same pitch. It differs from giggle in the length of the bout in control, not spontaneous. Diacokinesis is a rapid alteration of diametrically opposite muscular actions. For voice, the task is a repetition of glottal stop and release on the phoneme. Ratings are made based on rate, strength, and consistency. So, for example, you would have a stopwatch and you would have your client produce pa 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 for as long as they could, ta 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 ta, ka 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 ka, and then paraka 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 for as long as they could, and making sure that they had consistency and they stayed at a strength and not got weaker. And a normal rate is 5.2 hertz for young and mid-aged adults. And this is the end of our presentation.